It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago and 7 p.m. in Philadelphia. Hello, everybody. I'm Mad Dog the Scipio. This is America's Popcast. What's the buzz? Tonight, what really happened to Flight 370, Malaysia Flight 370? It's been 10 years. This year is 10 years since the disappearance, the mysterious disappearance of Flight 370. And to help walk me through the muck and mire of this craziness, this mystery became history, because that's the name of our series. We're calling this When Mystery Becomes History. Is Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman, who broke into the fucking studio once again. She's here. And Big Callum Collier. He is Big Cal Yater. Cal, let me ask you a question, my friend. I'm going to start off with you tonight. First of all, how the hell are you?
I'm doing great.
Wonderful. Okay, so let me ask you a question. We were talking before we went on here, talking a little bit. What do you think happened to 370? Is your conspiracy mind at work here, or was it something more natural? What do you think?
You know, odds are maybe it did fall into the ocean, but it may have been shot down.
Interesting. Interesting. I've heard that one. I've heard that one. Maybe somebody shot it down.
And
it's not impossible, because what Cal says is very plausible, because and it has to go back. We're going to talk about this a lot tonight. The president of Malaysia. Now, let me be very clear. He calls himself the president of Malaysia. Okay. He's really a dictator. He's president for life. When he dies, they'll pick a new president. Maybe they'll get lucky and actually have a democracy. Malaysia is not a democracy. It's a dictatorship. That's important to remember in tonight's story, because we're going to talk about a guy with unparalleled power and why it's important we know that. Okay, so go ahead, Cal. Let it roll.
Well, I think they may have shot it down and just didn't want to take responsibility for it on the world stage. Like there was something that they had to be hiding that was on that plane.
Oh boy, the ding 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 ding. Boy, did you hit the fucking jackpot? Ding 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 ding. Yeah. Oh yeah, Cal. You know what? That earns you the big camera tonight, my friend. That earns you the big camera award. Okay. What was on Flight 70? What was so important about Flight 370 in Malaysia that was so important that they would risk the lives of almost 800 people on that plane? Because that's how many people, almost 800 people, literally vanished into thin air.
Well, it could have been somebody that they were trying.
Not just somebody, brother. It was two somebodies. It was two somebodies. Let me give you a couple of names here. Eli Wachtel and Sing Pak Song. Okay? Who are these two guys? You've never heard of them before.
No.
Okay. Their names were in the news for about 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden you never heard their names anymore. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because Mr. Wachtel and Mr. Song were two guys who had information on the president of Malaysia and his corrupt regime, and the fact that he was shaking down, literally shaking down every corporation and business in Malaysia. If you wanted to do business in Malaysia, you had to find a way to pad his pockets to his satisfaction. Okay? You didn't hear that anywhere else but here. You're not going to hear that news in Malaysia, because the news is run by, guess who? Hello?
The fake news people.
No. Who runs the news in a dictatorship?
The government.
Thank you.
It's government news.
Give that man a cookie. The government. Yes. Thank you. The government runs the news media. It's a dictatorship. They do what the dictator says. Or in this case, the president of Malaysia. Um. So yeah, I mean, so that's what happened.
Uh-huh.
The two guys had information that would bring down the government of Malaysia, particularly the president of Malaysia, who was involved in shaking down everybody. And they did it to America. They said, you want to do business here? You have to pay. This is how they get around it because it doesn't sound like a bribe.
Mm.
You have to pay a what was the word? Oh, what's the word? A tributary, they call it a tributary endowment. Basically,
Mhm.
a tributary endowment. Okay. Now, that's a term that you'll hear in islands in Hawaii, in Fiji, in Samoa. Tributary refers to the tribes that run certain things. In Malaysia, there's a certain tribe associated with the president of Malaysia, the dictator, that he's very close to. It's his tribe, okay? They're the only tribe in Malaysia getting wealthy. They're the only ones making money. Why? Because the president is one of their homeboys. Yo, high five, brother. Yo, you know?
It's a racket.
Yeah. One of these boys. Yo, brother, you know? So that's the deal with Malaysia. Now, important stuff to talk about. We want to find out what happened to Flight Malaysia. So, Amelia, let's start this off with you. I got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
When did you become aware of Flight 370? Its importance, its disappearance, and what did you first think when you found out that this flight just kind of disappeared in thin air?
Well, when we were talking about doing conspiracy theories and things like that, because we were talking about what we wanted to do, and I thought, okay, well, these different flights, what we were going to do, we were talking about Amelia Earhart, these other flights disappearing, and I thought, okay, why are these flights disappearing? What's going on? Why are these people wanting to make these flights disappear? And I thought, well, let's put two and two together. Is it going to be somebody wanting to disappear, make things disappear?
Hold that one. Hold that phone. Hold on.
Mhm.
You just said something important.
Mhm.
Is it people wanting? That's the key word. Nobody said that yet. Wanting to make somebody disappear.
Yeah, and that's what we were
Or the
doing.
difference between that and, like Cal said,
Mhm.
needing somebody to disappear.
Mhm.
Okay? Because there's a difference between wanting somebody to
needing.
disappear and needing them to disappear.
Yes.
The two guys on Flight 370, the government, the president, the dictator of Malaysia, needed them to disappear.
Exactly.
But he also wanted them to disappear. So you got your ding, 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 and Cal's got the ding, 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 ding.
No matter what the cost was,
No matter what the cost. And that's the thing. And if you think that doesn't happen, guess what? It happened in the
It
United
happens
States
every
of
day.
America. It happened in the United States of America on September 11, 2001, when over 3,200 people lost their lives that were collateral damage. Why? Because the World Trade Centers had something the government wanted. What was it? Big Cal, what was it?
They wanted the destabilization of the Middle East.
Come on. Don't stop there. You're on a roll, brother. Don't stop there.
They wanted to destabilize the Middle East. That way they can have a reason to go into Afghanistan, Iraq, and start these forever wars.
Give that man a fucking cookie.
Right?
Give him the golden ticket, Mr. Wonka. Give him the golden ticket. That's exactly right. What else happened on September 11th? Building 7 went down. Wait a minute. No airplane hit that building. It imploded like in a controlled demolition, just like the towers did. Remember something. The guys who built the towers were still around. You build something, you got to know how to take it down. How do you take down a 110-story building? Very fucking carefully is the correct answer.
Mhm.
Okay, very fucking carefully. That's how you take it down. How do you take down a 77-story building, building 7? How do you take it down? Very stabilized, fast, to the point. That building went in from the center and dropped
Yeah.
like a house of cards.
Yep.
What was in that building? Oh boy, that's a show by itself. We're going to do that show. I'll give you the short answer. A lot of fucking money is the short answer.
Yep.
Okay. Well, what was the gain by killing innocent people on flight 370? What was the gain, Amelia?
Just they didn't really care. It was no matter who died.
No, that's not what I'm getting at. I want you to give me a really heartfelt answer here. I want you to think about this. I'm going to ask you again. What was the gain by killing almost 800 people? What's the gain of that?
Nothing really was to gain because it was just going to hurt a lot of innocent people.
Oh, no. Oh, boy, I got to re-educate you. Hold on.
Innocent people were going to die.
No, young lady. Remember, I just said the words collateral damage.
Collateral
They see
damage.
it as a means to an end.
Thank you. In a war, there's always collateral damage, which means innocent people will die. It doesn't matter how careful you are. Innocent people are going to die in a war. What's the war in Malaysia? It's a financial war. It's about money.
Money and power.
Why is that important? Well, thank you. Thank you. Money is power, especially in Malaysia. Why?
Yes.
Because it's a poor country, and the only people making money is the president of Malaysia and his tribe.
Yes.
They had to give a tribal tribute, basically, which was another way of saying
sacrifice.
No. Illegal bribe. God, I'm fired up tonight. I like this. I like being fired up. Damn. No, it was a bribe. They had to bribe him to do business. Why? Because he's the dictator. Dictators get what they want. You know why? Because they're fucking dictators. Look at Fidel Castro. May he rest in peace. Okay? Fidel Castro ran Cuba with an iron fist from the age of 27 to the age of 92 when he died. I think it was 92. Do me a favor, Cal, look that up. How old was Castro when he died?
I have a question too while we're at those pilots. Sure. Do you think it was like a murder-suicide with those pilots?
No.
No?
I think the pilots knew, and I think the pilots didn't really have a choice. Because if they didn't do what they were instructed to, they would have been killed upon return.
Yes, he was exactly 90 years old.
90. What did I say? 92, right?
Yeah,
close.
I was in the ballpark. I knew, but he was the dictator of Cuba since his 20s.
Yeah, he was very young.
Him and a band of guerrillas seized the government, and he ran Cuba with an iron fist. His brother runs Cuba now. It's funny if you think about this. Just before he died, much to do with Barack Obama, all of a sudden, Cuba now has relations again with the United States of America. Why is that important? Because they're so fucking poor. They had no money. They needed our money. Who's in the chat room? We got somebody in the chat tonight. Scott. Hey. Hi, Scott. Stop shaking your neck. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Scott. They got me fired up tonight, man. My brother-in-law said he's a trip. I'm going to have Scott come on one night. I'm serious. I'm going to have my brother-in-law Scott come on one night and tell everybody what a lot of you guys don't know. the New York Police Department, the New York Fire Department were told to stand down
What?
during 9/11. They were told to stand down. You can't make it. They were told, don't help anybody. Stand down.
That's ridiculous.
Well, you're going to find out why. There's a lot there. Okay. Here are some of the theories about, let's talk about the theories. Then we're going to get into show and tell them.
Okay.
Some of the theories. Okay. Some people call this a hypoxia event. What does that mean? It means somebody accidentally depressurized the cabin. How do you do that? The only one way to do it. Actually, two ways.
Open the door.
Open the door or you knock the window out.
Window out. Yeah.
You ever try knocking a window out of an airplane? They're this freaking thick, okay?
Yeah, they're like.
The glass is like 3 inches thick. That glass is not going nowhere.
Nope.
But anybody that knows how to pull a handle can depressurize the cabin.
Yes.
You can fly, by the way. You can fly in a depressurized cabin. It happens all the time. But to do it on purpose is a whole nother story. That means, I'll give you a perfect example of who did that. A guy, we're going to actually do a show about him called D.B. Cooper. The Mystery of D.B. Cooper. You know who he is, Cal?
I not too sure, but I do own the movie The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper on Laserdisc.
Then that's what we're talking about right there. The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper. D.B. Cooper was a fascinating individual, and I think he died with all the secrets. And I think there were people who knew who he was and let him go, including at least 2 people from the FBI, 1 man and 1 woman, who knew him well and let him walk. And I'll tell you, and we'll get in when we do that show, we'll get into why I think they let him walk. Okay. The other thing being touted is an electrical or mechanical fire on board.
Excuse me.
Bless you, my friend. Bless you.
Sorry.
Here you go, Amelia, talking about the pilot.
Yes.
Here's another theory. The pilot initiated a flight path. Let me hold on. Let me get my teeth here. Okay. The pilot initiated a default flight path. Now, I don't know what that means in aeronautical terms, but what the suggestion is that he deliberately flew the plane into the ocean. I don't think that happened. I don't think that happened. His name was Captain Zahari Shah. Okay. The flight simulator route found at his home, and this is important to know this because this is true. The flight simulator found at his home had the Indian Ocean circled, but it also had a precision of the westward turn, which is important because the last known flight path they were on was a westward turn. After that, they lost all contact with Flight 370. You're going to see tonight the very last known photo ever of Flight 370 in the sky. I'm going to show you that in a minute. That's one of the theories, is that basically the pilot flew it into the ocean. What was the reason for that? They say his wife left. They say he was depressed. They say a lot of stuff. None of it was true. The only thing that was true is that he had the flight simulator in his home and he had certain things circled. Why? Because they were routes that he took all the time. Okay? Why wouldn't he have them? Why wouldn't he have common routes? He took them all the time.
Right.
Okay. The other thing is that there are people on the opposite side who say, he had no reason to do this. He didn't have a motive. He didn't have incentive to do this. I disagree. I think the motive and incentive he had was that if he didn't do it, the Malaysian president was going to order him executed, because he knew that there were two men on his airplane that had information that could cripple the Malaysian government to the point where today in 2025, we might be seeing Malaysia as a democracy. It still is not, by the way, just so you know. One thing that was ruled out right away, is, of course, everybody's favorite, a hijacking.
Right.
We're gonna save the hijacking theory for DB Cooper, because we know he did hijack that fucking plane and got away with a lot of fucking money. And we know because they found the money about 20 years later, buried in the ground. And you're going to see some of that money, or what's left of it, I should say. But there's quite a bit of it left. The idea that a mechanical fire or some kind of electrical fire happened on the plane, it doesn't ring true to me, Big Cow, for a couple of reasons. Number one is any indication that there was a fire or could be a fire would have sounded the alarms at takeoff, and they would have been up and back down before you knew it.
Exactly.
Okay, that's my thought.
So does that rule out somebody just shooting it down? Because there would be a fire if it was shot down.
If it were shot down, true. Here's the problem with that theory. No other planes were in the sky. No military planes, no passenger planes, no private planes, no airplanes of any sort. Not foreign planes, not U.S. planes, nothing. There were no other airplanes in the sky. Okay? And we know that. And the reason we know that is because we have the sonar. And it's a sweeping sonar. It covers hundreds and hundreds of miles. The only plane that they tracked up to a point, again, was Malaysia 370, which was singularly on the radar by itself. And then all of a sudden, poof, if there were other, if there was another plane or other planes up there, it would have been very, very easy to find out, because the sonar would have shown it. The radar would clearly have picked it up. So there was nothing there. Okay, so we know that.
That leads to me thinking that it got shot down even further, because, like, why was there no other planes?
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, and I get what you're saying. But for a plane to shoot down another plane, that plane is going to show up on radar somewhere. It never shot down. Nothing ever. The Malaysia 370 vanished from the radar with no other airplanes around it. So it couldn't have been shot down, because the plane that shot it down would have been on the radar too. You understand where we're going?
Yeah.
Yes.
So two planes would have been on the radar. One would have disappeared and one would have stayed there. The plane that shot it would still be on the radar. But there were no other planes. It was one plane. You're going to see something tonight too. In fact, let's get into that.
Wouldn't there be a Mayday call too if something was nearby them as well?
Give that girl the golden ticket. No Mayday call was ever initiated. Ever.
Wow.
Ever. Here's what people are saying. Again, this is from an American standpoint. Remember this. The most likely scenario, based on the best evidence, this is the American interpretation only. Hear me out. Aviation investigators include the ATSB and
Mhm.
the NTSB experts. Boeing engineers and independent teams generally agree on the following. Okay, now Big Cal, listen to me on this one because it's going to tie into what you said. A deliberate or semi-deliberate diversion into the Indian Ocean, followed by something that nobody ever mentioned until these guys did. Manipulation of autopilot. Somebody fucked with the autopilot.
What?
And I'm going to talk about that. I want to tell you how autopilot works. Okay, let me say this again because it's important. Because both of you are going to have something to say about this. I'm going to make sure you do because I'm going to call on you. A deliberate or semi-deliberate diversion into the Indian Ocean, followed by autopilot and flight navigation manipulation until the fuel was exhausted, culminating at a high rate of speed and an uncontrollable descent. No black boxes were ever found. None. But here's the big mystery. They never found the black box, but the black box did send back a ping. Interesting, isn't it? It sent
a
back.
singular ping.
Say again, Cal.
A singular ping, just one ping.
One single ping. That was it. Which they believe came from 370, based on its trajectory.
Well, if the black boxes were never found, then that means that somebody hijacked the black boxes, then probably, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. Okay. Okay.
He's looking out for you.
Look out. Oh, there you go, Scott. Thank you. I appreciate it. Scott, we're going to have you on the show.
Yes.
I'm going to have to either bribe Scott to get him on the show or get him really drunk.
I'm going to say, please come on the show because I have some ambulance questions about why some other stuff. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get Scott on the show. All right. So here you go. Malaysia Flight 370, the aftermath, question mark. Is this really the aftermath or are we not done with Flight 370? Well, now it's time for show and tell. But before we do that, I want to get your thoughts. I want to start with you, Amelia. I'm going to bring it up on the big camera. I'm going to bring Amelia up on the big camera. We're going to do big camera night tonight.
Okay.
Amelia. All right, Mil, question for you. Okay. Put yourself in the position of being a pilot on a plane. Okay. Put yourself in the position of being responsible for 700 or 800 other people.
Right.
Here's the catcher. Someone threatens your life. Do you chance your life being threatened upon return? Or do you do what you're told and take everybody down with you?
I try to get everybody to safety. I threaten my life upon return.
Okay. Elaborate that. You're in the middle of the ocean. There's no land around you. You're in the middle of, there's thousands of miles of nothing but water. Nothing but water.
I see how much fuel I have left. I try to see if they can get me somewhere where I can land safely. And I mayday my heck way out of there, my fuck way out of there, I should say, and try to get me somewhere to land safely, to get these people safely landed. Because I am not going to lose 700 to 800 people's lives.
Okay. Big Cal, your thoughts?
I would, number one, if I cannot find a safe place to land and get these people safely, to where they got to go, I would take my risk, land, and I'm not gonna. I couldn't live with killing 700 or 800 people.
I could do that either. How about you, Mad Dog?
What would I do?
Yes. Put yourself on the big screen and tell us what you would do.
I will do that. I will do that. Where's my name? Here's my name, hot dog. I would absolutely do what I was told. Not. You know better than that.
I knew that.
You think anybody's going to tell me what to do? No.
Hell no. None of us. Nope.
Because here's the deal. If you're going to kill me anyway, I'm powerless to do anything about it. Okay? If you're going to kill somebody, and here's my theory. It doesn't. There's a no win. There's just no win to this. It's a lose-lose situation. Okay. If you're able to get 800 people to safety, okay.
Yes.
You're going to do so with no communication. Nothing. They're going to be there by themselves in the middle of nowhere. God knows where. Where do you land a 747? How do you land that on a tiny, tiny island? You can't. There's nowhere to land. Okay, so you're either going to kill them accidentally because you're trying to land in a place you can't land, or you're going to do it purposely, and you're going to take yourself with them. So all of you are going to martyr yourselves. For what? Because one person was threatened with their life? I don't know. It's a hard call. Would I do it? It all depends on, it really would depend. I have the ability to do it. I can certainly turn my emotions off to do it. I would deal with it later. Certainly. But could I take that plane and do a header into the ocean? If I had to, yeah, I probably could. Would I want to? No. Not if I had a choice. But could I? Yeah, I could. On a serious note, yeah, I could. But that's not a decision anybody wants to make.
No.
You know? It's like, I'll give you a perfect example. In China right now. China, because there are so many people in China, do you realize China is almost half of the world's population is in China?
Wow.
Do you realize that?
That's a lot of people.
Do you realize that there are 700 million people just in the Chinese army?
Jeez.
There's only 250 million people in our whole country.
Wow.
They got 700 million people in their army. Hear what I'm saying? In their army. 700 million people.
Wow.
Almost a billion people. There are 7.5 billion people in China. There are almost 12 billion people on planet Earth. Okay?
Wow.
7.5 million of them live in China.
Jeez.
Okay? Now, here's why I say that. In China, you are only allowed to have one child. What happens if you give birth to twins?
I thought they changed that rule.
No, man. No, sir.
Ooh.
Nope. What do you do then? You got to choose which child to kill. Because that's what they're asking you to do. That's what they're asking you to do. How do you do that? Who first of all, who does that? But this is these are the choices you have to make when you have that many people and you have to reduce the population. We're going to talk about the reduced population when we get to the guide stones, because we are going to do the guide stones. Okay. And by the way, the Georgia guide stones were destroyed for a very, very solid reason. We're going to get into that, and we know who did it. And well, we kind of know who did it. We're going to talk about that. But they all tie into this mystery becomes history theme that we're doing. And that's going to be the theme of the entire show from now on. when mystery becomes history, behind the veil from Kennedy to Kirk, we go there. And we are going to do the deep dive into Charlie Kirk, I assure you, and President Kennedy and Bobby Kennedy. Okay? And what really happened to Senator Ted Kennedy, and why is the Kennedy family cursed? And I think I know why. And I said it before publicly and privately, and I'm going to say it again publicly on the show. But that's a whole nother show. We'll get to that when we get to it. I want to show you a photo. It's the last picture ever taken of Flight 370 in the air. That's the last picture. Now, I want you to look, Cal. Those are coordinates, latitude and longitude. That picture that you're looking at was taken from a satellite. The next picture that they took, that plane was gone. Literally, it was there one frame, then it was gone.
Wow.
Like it just boom,
That's the
disappeared.
last picture of Flight 370 in the air. Underneath there, what do you see underneath that airplane? Both of you. What do you see?
Water.
Okay, I'll give you that. Go ahead.
Almost
Millie,
looks like a skull, like a face of a skull to
No,
me.
I'm not talking about that.
Oh,
Millie.
like
What
the
do you
red
see
dot?
underneath it. Underneath the plane, what do you see?
Pretty much nothing, just a lot of water.
I see the engines. Towards the back of the plane, it looks like there's something dark around the fin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to listen to me very carefully. Remember what? Hold on a second. Remember something. Amelia just said she saw a skull. Okay. Perception can play tricks on you. Okay.
Or an alien.
I'll give you a perfect example. A guy robs a store. He's in and out of the store. The police come. Can you tell me what he looked like? Oh, yeah, he was a big, tall guy. He had a real big, fuzzy beard, blah, 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 blah. Okay, they go to the next person. Can you tell me what the guy looked like? Yeah, he was a short guy. He didn't have no hair. He had a little pencil mustache. He kind of looked chubby, though. When he ran, he kind of wobbled when he ran.
Right.
You get what I'm saying here? Hold on, folks. Let me get rid of this thing on my face. There you go. Okay. And it's important because perception changes. I'm going to tell you what you're looking at. And when I show you what you're looking at, it's going to bring things into a different focus for you. At the top of that picture, where Amelia says she saw a skull, you're looking at an island tree bank, basically. You're looking at a mountain with trees on it. Underneath the airplane, what both of you said is water. That's a forest of trees. It's nothing but trees. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Okay. You see what perspective does? It's a matter of perspective. That was the last picture of that plane. Okay. Let me show you another picture.
Oh, I see it now.
Now, let me ask you a question. Big Cal. Is that plane in the trees or in the water?
It looks like the plane is...
Or is it something else, Cal?
It looks like it's coming out of some kind of portal.
You're not far off. You're not far off.
Yeah.
Again, this picture was taken from a satellite. And that's Flight 370. Here's the question. Is it going into a portal or is it coming out of a portal? Or, like so many people think, They say it looks like it's coming out of the clouds, like it's flying through the clouds. And the reason they say that is because part of the fuselage is covered.
Yeah, I see that it's covered right there, and it looks so shiny.
Right?
Mhm.
Okay.
It
Here's the other
definitely-
question I have for you. Here's the other question I have for you about perspective. Are you looking at the bottom of the airplane or the top?
Bottom. No?
It can't be. It can't be the bottom. You know why?
Mm.
Because it was taken by a satellite. The satellite is above it.
Hmm.
It has to be the top, which tells me that that picture is consistent with the weather conditions on the day that Malaysia Flight 370 left. It was a clear, beautiful, sunny day. What you're looking at is the sun shining off the top of that airplane. Do you understand that now? Can you see
Yeah.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this. Okay. Cal, I'm going to ask you to use your intuitive skills here. Is that airplane in the trees, in the clouds, or in the water? Where do you think that photo was taken from?
It's in the trees. Like it is on top of a bed of trees.
Cal, you had me. I was rooting for you, kid. I was rooting for you. That is a sonar picture of the ocean. That's the bed of the ocean you're looking at. That's the bed of the Indian Ocean. That's an airplane. People believe, hear me out. People believe that's Flight 370 based on the trajectory and the flight path. They believe, there are people who believe that the pilot, Captain Shah, flew that plane directly into the ocean because his life was being threatened and he did not want to be he knew he was going to die either way.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, you know what, if I'm going, I'm taking everybody with me.
Wow.
That's oh,
That's again, this is speculation and conjecture, but that's why we do mystery to history. Okay, that's the mystery. What's the real history, though? Let's talk about it. We know, looking at that, that's an airplane. We know that. We can see the fuselage. We can see the tail. We can see the wings. Okay? Very much like that. Very clear. We can see the fuselage, the tail, and the wings. One's in the air and one's in the water. Well, this one here, that could be trees. It looks like it could be trees.
mm-hmm.
The only reason we know it's not trees is because the picture was taken from above, and we know that that airplane is flying through the clouds. Okay? Even though it looks like an airplane
Mm-hmm.
sitting on a bed of trees, and it's not. This photo is interesting because this was taken by a news crew. This is the only film footage taken from, it was a still picture taken from a film footage of a news crew. Okay. That is verified 370. We know that. That's CNN. Okay. The satellite in China shows a crash site, allegedly a crash site. Okay. I don't see a crash site, Big Cal. I want to tell you what I see. I see clouds, clearly clouds. I see an airplane with a tail, a fuselage, and wings, clearly above the water. The reason I say to me it's clearly above the water
Mm-hmm.
because it has such clarity. All right? If you guys see something different, tell me what you see.
It just
I'm waiting.
it looks
I'll
like
wait. Go ahead.
something sticking out of the water, but I don't see.
I can see the makeup of the plane, but I can't tell. It is above the water,
Mm-hmm.
but
Absolutely, it is. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's conclusive. We know that.
what am I not seeing?
It's hiding in plain sight.
Mm.
It's hiding in plain sight.
Oh well, it doesn't. I mean, it.
China satellite images.
They're
The-
telling us
the
it's a
clue. I'll just tell you this, Big Cal. You're on to something. China satellite images. That's the clue right there. What do we know about China and Malaysia?
They're both communist dictatorships.
Exactly. What else do we know about them, Amelia?
They're wanting to tell us something that is not true, basically.
Well, that's obvious, Amelia. But what I'm asking you is, what is the clear connection between China and Malaysia?
I don't see what they're saying. I guess they're trying to tell us something that's not there.
Or they're Malaysia.
I'll tell you. I'll settle the mystery for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's hiding in plain sight. China satellite images may show crash site.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody with a half a brain can look at that and go, first of all, that's the clouds. Underneath the clouds, that's the ocean because it's water. We could see that because we could see caps on the water. And that airplane is flying in the air right there. China, because it has such a close relationship with Malaysia and has for decades, for eons, for centuries, in fact, because Malaysia and China have such a close-knit chemistry together, wouldn't it benefit China and Malaysia to put out a false lead, a false narrative? That's what China does. They lie.
Yeah.
I'll give you a very recent case in point. You might have heard of this, Cal. It's called COVID-19.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
From the lab in Wuhan,
And where's Wuhan?
in China.
Hello. Give that man a golden ticket.
Now, I do want to say something. There was
You
a
can
movie.
say whatever you want, Big Cal. This is your format.
There was a movie called Songbird that was released a few years before COVID-19.
I know the
About-
movie.
Oh yeah, it's a similar disease to COVID-19. Had people in masks rounding.
Can I say something, Cal?
Sure.
Because you and I, let me do this real quick. Let's do this. I'm going to bring me and Cal up here. Cal, we're both up the top. You and I have very similar conspiratorial minds. The movies, do you know how closely the United States government works with Hollywood? They are partners in bed. They have been in bed for decades. If the government wants to tell you something, they're not going to do it through the president. They're going to do it through a movie. I'll give you a very stark case in point. Nicolas Cage did a movie, almost 30 years ago, called Snake Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Amelia, what was Snake Eyes about?
I don't remember hearing about it, but I didn't remember. I
You
didn't see
don't
it,
know,
but I heard
Amelia.
about it.
You don't know. You don't know. Just say I don't know.
But- No, I was thinking
Just
about the
know.
Roddy Piper movie, but I just can't remember the name
Just
of it.
what? They live?
Yeah, with
They
the
live.
glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, they live. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Snake Eyes was about a guy. Listen, you're going to love this one, Cal. You're going to love this one. Snake Eyes was about a guy named Charlie Kirkland.
Oh yes.
Charlie Kirkland. Wait a minute, gets better. The guy who shoots Charlie Kirkland in the neck, Cal. The guy who shoots Charlie Kirkland in the neck, his name is Tyler, the executioner. Well, what was the name of the guy that shot Charlie Kirk? Tyler Robinson. What did he do? He executed Charlie Kirk. He was Tyler the executioner. Google it, please.
That's crazy.
Google it right now. Google it right now, in real time, while you're here on the air. Snake Eyes, Nicolas Cage. Okay, you can't make this shit up. I promise you, folks. You just can't. You cannot make this stuff up.
All right. Snake Eyes is a thrilling crime mystery film directed by Brian De Palma, starring Nicolas Cage and Gary Sinise. The movie unfolds in real time during a high-profile boxing match in Atlantic City, where a conspiracy to assassinate a U.S. Secretary of Defense is uncovered.
Look at
Okay.
Character names. Look at the character names.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring up that.
Yeah, look. To bring up the cast.
All right. Snake Eyes cast. All right. We got Nicolas Cage, Gary Sinise, Carla Giugiano, Joel
Carla Gugino is their name. Yeah.
Gugino, Joel Fabiani.
Okay. What are they? What are their characters?
Should say character names.
Detective Rick. It doesn't say the whole name.
Okay.
Detective Rick, Gary Sinise's commander, Kevin. For some reason, it doesn't give the whole name. Shoot. Okay, I'll just go to the Wikipedia. Cast. Nicolas Cage as Detective Rick Santoro. Gary Sinise as Commander Kevin Dune.
Go ahead.
Carla Gugino as
Carla Gugino. Yeah.
Gugino. Julio Costello. John Hurd as Gilbert Powell. Stan Shaw as Lincoln Tyler. Kevin Dunn as Lou Logan. Joel Fabiani as Charles Kirkland.
There you go.
Luis Guzman as Cyrus. David Anthony Higgins as Ned Campbell.
Right. You get where we're going with this? Charlie Kirkland.
Oh, I see
I
see where you're going with it.
Yeah.
That's insane. Hollywood, you're right. Hollywood just tells everybody what they're going to do.
We saw on this show, I showed this. And you may have witnessed something happen on live television that wasn't meant to be seen. Amelia and I showed the tragic accident of Anne Heche crashing into this house.
Yes.
They pulled her out of the house. Before they ever got her out of the house, the news was reporting that she was dead.
Mm-hmm.
They took her out of the house on a stretcher. She sits up on the stretcher, opens the body bag, and is screaming like this.
Screaming,
trying to climb out. They push her back down and zip her the bag back up on live TV. I showed. Tell me if I'm lying. I showed it on
No,
this
you
show.
showed it, and supposedly she was burnt already. Remember?
Okay,
And
from
she wasn't.
supposedly burnt to death.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that
Wow.
woman knew something, and somebody had her offed. And I believe that I'm going to say this. I said it before. I believe Ellen DeGeneres was complicit in that murder.
Yes.
I believe that. Ellen DeGeneres has a lot of blood on her hands. Her
She's also willing
DJ
to throw
on the
her own
show,
under the bus.
or wait a minute, her DJ on that show, a young guy named Twitch,
Yes.
and Mary Murphy was a friend of our show.
Oh, she
Mary
was
Murphy knew
devastated.
Twitch very well. This guy killed himself.
Mhm.
Killed himself. What did he know that was driving him nuts? What did he know about Ellen that was making him crazy inside? That woman was evil. That woman is evil. Evil. Here's what happens. If the devil wants to get you, he's going to do it through laughter. Think about all these funny people who have tragic, tragic lives. Okay? Think about that.
Robin Williams.
Oh, wait, we're going to get into Robin Williams because I'm friends with a guy that was Robin's best friend. His name was Rick. His name's Rick Overton, and I'm going to get Rick on the show. He knew Robin very, very well. So China, don't know how much you want to trust China. Again, perspective is everything. Look at that. I want you to look at this photo. Look at that. Tell me what you see, Amelia.
Well,
Tell me what you see.
to me, it looks like mountains.
Oh man, you are way off tonight. What is wrong with
Really?
you tonight?
Oh, to me, it looks like mountains, but it could be a body of water.
Okay, I'll give you the water. Go ahead.
And
It's Amelia.
Mhm.
It's spelled out in front of you. It says aircraft
That's
shape.
great. But right there, though,
Hold
it
on a
says-
minute. I have to get onto your shit tonight. Because
Okay.
you're in another place tonight. Okay. Aircraft shape. What is that? Oh, well, wait. Mad Dog. Looks
It's
like
the
it might be an
aircraft.
airplane, Mad Dog. Ah,
Well,
Cal, rescue your co-host over here. Rescue her out of the quicksand. Pull her out.
I mean, it could be the shape of the aircraft over a body of water, but it also could be above trees. This picture is it's very grainy.
I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Let me clear up a couple of things for you. I will tell you that absolutely 1,000% that's water. I will
Okay.
tell you that 1,000% that photo was taken by another airplane. Okay? It was taken by another airplane. It was a reconnaissance airplane. Okay?
Able
That
to fly
should-
without radar? Or
That
get under-
yes, that should tell you, yes, Cal, big time. That should tell you everything you need to know about that photo right there. The fact that it has a pinpoint, that it's a press pin, should tell you a lot about that photo. They're telling you where and what it is. It says aircraft shape. Look at it. I can see wings. I can see a tail wing. I see a fuselage. That's an airplane to me. That's an airplane. That's an airplane under the water. That's what that looks like to me. Tell me what it looks like to you, Mill.
Well, yeah, and I can see the
And
wings.
you can differ with me if you want, but I want you
No,
to
I
be
see
honest.
the
and tell
long
me-
part of the wings. Yes, I see where you're talking about right there, and it looks like some part of the body of an aircraft toward the end, but it looks like in broken pieces.
It does look like it's broken pieces.
Mhm.
There's a reason for that. It's literally the ripple effect of that water. Water as you know, when you put your hand or anything underneath the water, it's going to look deformed. It's going to take on a different shape and image. Okay. Imagine now you're thousands of feet up in the air and you're taking a picture of the ocean.
Right.
Remember something about the ocean in that part of the world. It's clear. It's
Right.
crystal blue clear.
Exactly.
It's not polluted like our water.
Exactly.
If you stick your feet in the Atlantic Ocean in Atlantic City, New Jersey, or Wildwood, New Jersey, you'd be hard pressed to see your leg.
Here too. I understand.
You can't see.
You cannot
your
see.
feet underneath you.
No.
That's how dirty it is.
Ah.
It's not until you get thousands of miles out into the ocean that it clears up.
Yes.
That's what you're looking at. You're looking at a photo of an airplane submerged under the water. Now, in fairness, a lot of airplanes crash. A lot of airplanes dive into the water purposely and by accident. It's hard to do a water landing in the middle of the ocean. You can do it on the bay. You can do it in the inlet. You can do it on a river. But doing a water landing on the ocean is hard. Why? There's no other place to go. You're floating in the middle of nowhere with tons and tons, 300,000 or 400,000 tons of metal is only going to stay on the top of the ocean for a very short period of time before it becomes a giant paperweight and sinks. Remember what Captain Sully did to that airplane on the Hudson River? You guys remember that?
Yes.
Cal, you remember that?
What did he? I've never heard this story.
He landed it real safely as
Captain
possible.
Sully landed an airplane on top of the water, and it floated there for 5 hours. And they got everybody out of the plane. In fact, just to show you how calm they were, they got out the door, walked on the wings of the, I'm not even making this up.
No.
They walked on the wings of the airplane and were waving for pictures, posing for pictures.
Tom Hanks made the movie.
I swear.
Yeah, Tom Hanks starred in that movie.
Yeah, and Tom Hanks played the captain in the movie. They were out there doing like this, selfies.
Yeah.
They were doing selfies. You can't make this up. You're a movie guy, right? You think you're a movie guy, brother. I'm the movie guy here. Okay, I'm going to smarten you up to some great films. Go get the movie. It's called Sully. Right, let's get rid of this now.
Why, after all this time, then why haven't they brought it up from the ocean to examine it?
Do you know how hard it is to take anything from the ocean?
Yeah, like the Titanic and all that. Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, a perfect example. Okay, the Titanic. Do you know how long it took to take one piece of metal from the Titanic? The biggest piece they took, about the size of an airplane fuselage, in fact. The biggest piece they took was 40 foot. 40 foot. Okay? It took them 6 months to do it, just short of 6 months to do it. 5 months and a week, to be more precise, okay? 5 months and a week to take one piece of metal from a sunken ship. Why? Because that sunken ship was 4,600 meters deep. Okay? That's deep. It's one of the deepest parts of the ocean besides the Marianas Trench, which is the deepest part of the ocean. People go down, they don't come back up.
That pressure, though.
Yeah.
The pressure will kill you. James Cameron, the director of Titanic, went down to the Marianas Trench twice. This is a guy that's got steel balls. And both times he went down, he said he was scared shitless because he heard noises that he never heard before. It's the sounds of the deep that will scare the shit out of you. Okay? Now, we're going to take a look. This is the last piece of we're actually running late tonight, but good. That's okay. This is the last piece of footage we're going to see here. That's a tail wing. Allegedly, that tail wing supposedly came from Malaysia Flight 370. Cal, as a trained eye, I see some real problems with that story. Tell me what you see.
Well, like you mentioned earlier, the rust is like up to 30 years old, and that's pretty scratched up for a plane that was fairly new. That's not the same. That's not from that flight.
No. Nope. Very telltale signs. Very, very telltale signs. The jagged edges on that wingtail, those jagged edges tell a story. They tell me I'm very old. I've been around a long time. I'm really, really dry. And if you hit me hard enough, I'm going to break. That's what that tells me. That's a tail wing that's been placed there as part of a display to get people's confidence to say, oh, look, we found debris. In truth, ladies and gentlemen, no debris was ever found. To the point where even the United States government, and again, the United States government says, based on what we know, Malaysia Flight 370 went down as a deliberate or semi-deliberate diversion straight into the Indian Ocean, followed by autopilot manipulation and flight and fuel exhaustion, culminating in a high rate of descent straight into the water. But it says further, and I have to add this, but without the black box or the fuselage, certainty remains impossible. The only thing we do know is that there was one single solitary ping, and then it stopped. And that, my friends, is the mystery of Malaysia Flight 370. My crew, how much did you learn tonight? What do you think? Amelia, let me start with you.
Well, I have another question real quick.
I have an answer for you, of course.
Okay. The families of these people that passed away, they were given money, right? Or hush money because of the crash, I suppose?
No.
None?
No money. It's a good point. No money has ever been paid, neither by hush money, by insurance money, government money. No money has ever been paid to a single family member of we have to call them flight victim, because they're all victims. They're all dead.
Yeah.
Okay. There are people, smart people, intelligent people, who believe that the supposed airlines that hit the World Trade Centers, people were calling people on their cell phones. I'm going to break the fourth wall here. None of those calls, none of them, none of those phone calls were legitimate. They were all staged. They were all staged. No one ever got a phone call.
Hmm.
You know why?
Hmm.
Because nobody ever died on those airplanes.
Wow.
Those airplanes never happened.
Yeah.
What you saw hit the Trade Center was a hologram followed by a bomb. What happened to the Pentagon? Did an airplane hit the Pentagon?
No.
Big cow. Did an airplane hit the Pentagon?
No, there were absolutely no pieces of plane found in that building
You know why?
because it didn't happen.
Because we had that never happened. Because we have one of the last remaining actual physical film footages of the missile hitting the Pentagon in a prearranged format. There was a oh, Ange. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. There was a contraption built for this missile to hit. It hit this concrete barrier. Okay? It slowed the missile down, but the missile did penetrate the Pentagon. And we know it penetrated the Pentagon because it made a perfectly round hole. Airplanes don't make holes.
No.
They don't make holes, folks. Look at the, I have to laugh. Look at the imprint on the World Trade Center when that airplane allegedly went into it. You see an outline of wings. That would never happen with a real airplane.
Mm-mm.
A real airplane would have took that whole side of that building out. It doesn't. Oh God, get me started. I hate. I hate knowing some stuff. I
I just asked a simple question.
Sometimes I really hate knowing stuff. I really
Right.
do. But this is why people call me. And I get calls from the police. I get calls from private people. I get all kinds of stuff when people say, "I need to know this. Did this happen?"
Yeah, I mean that's
How
what
much
I
do you want
wanted
to know?
about
I
that.
always ask people, how much do you want to know?
Yeah, I mean, because if I was a family of one of the victims, I would have wanted some kind of money or something to compensate. I know I can't bring them back, but something to at least say, I didn't want them to die for that reason. And I also learned I'm not taking a flight to where any part of the ocean.
First of all, I used to fly. I used to fly a lot. I haven't been on an airplane since 9/11, and I probably will never get on another airplane.
Yeah, me either.
I will never go overseas unless it's on a boat. Because if the boat capsizes, at least I know how to swim. I can take my chances. I might get eaten by a shark or a whale, but I'm not going to go down without a fucking fight.
And make sure you have a door big enough for people.
I may not be able to swim to Ireland, but I'm going to make it real fucking tough for me not to. Anyway, that was a good show tonight. I enjoyed it. That was a good one. What do we got coming up, Mil?
Oh, don't forget that on the 15th, we have Taylor Blackwell coming back.
We have Taylor Blackwell joining us on the 15th, and we have on the 16th. What do we got? What do we got on the 16th?
She's a radio personality. History of rock and roll. Miss Megan. Is it Reese?
Megan Pease.
Yes.
Megan Radio Pease.
Yes.
Megan is on the spectrum. She is an energetic young lady who has met so many celebrities, and when she loves to talk about all the people she met, and I sit here and I go ahead.
Who do we know that's just like that, right? Not you. What's his?
Because here's the thing, though. Look, I'm gonna tell you something, and everybody knows this.
Tiny Tim's manager is what I was talking about.
Please, Tiny Tim's manager, Stephen. Please, Stephen Plim. I love Steve Plim.
He's a
Crazy, a
sweetheart.
nut. But here's the point. I have been in this business for almost 50 years. I refused always. I've never taken a picture with a celebrity or a wrestler or a movie star or a singer, actor, or dancer. I have never taken a photo.
Mm-hmm.
And I will not ever take a photo with a celebrity. Ever. There's a reason I do that. I'm not the mark for the celebrity. I'm on an even level with the celebrity. I want them to know it because I know it.
But there is one person we do need to get a picture with you with. Mary Murphy. We have to get you a picture with you and Mary Murphy.
Well, I have me and Mary Murphy up here. See,
I
here's
know.
the thing. I don't need to get pictures with people. They come on my show.
Yeah.
They know me. When Amelia,
Mm-hmm.
anybody that's come on this show, have they known me first?
Oh, no.
No. Of course
Not
they
until
have.
this show, but
Of course they have.
but
How
she
do you
loves
think they
you.
got on this show?
Yeah. And Lacey loves
She-
him too.
She's folks. Amelia's batting 1,000 tonight. She's this close. She's this close to getting kicked into the basement. Anyway.
I know my way in.
Yeah, I know. Pain in my ass. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Good show tonight. We are going to do Mondays and Tuesdays from now on. We're not going to do any Wednesday. Wednesday is my night. So Wednesday is my night to kind of do what I want and hang out and with my wife and all that fun stuff, or just do nothing. Sometimes I like to do that. Nothing.
I know, right?
What you drinking?
Diet Coke from Taco Bell.
Oh.
I had Taco Bell for lunch today. It was good.
I haven't had Taco Bell in about 20 years.
You know what I really miss?
Hmm.
I'm serious. I miss this. It's called Jack in the Box.
Ah.
We don't have a Jack in the Box up in the Northeast anymore.
Oh, wow.
We have a
Good.
couple here.
I know you do. They got some in Florida too.
Yeah, we have they have them in Texas now. So my
Yeah,
daughter
Jack
loves
in the
that.
Box. We Jack in the Box in New Jersey got shut down for selling bad meat. The owner of the franchise ended up going to jail because he knew it. He
Oh,
knew that it
wow.
was bad meat. Yeah.
Wow.
So they shut the entire franchise on in the Northeast down. New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Delaware, Maryland, Rhode
Jeez.
Island, the whole Northeast corridor. The
Oh, my
whole
goodness.
Northeast. There, you can't find a Jack in the Box to be found in 500 miles in any direction. You just can't.
White Castle pulled out of Ohio.
The last White Castle we had here in New Jersey was in Atlantic City, as a matter of fact. They pulled out because they did better selling their stuff in the supermarket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
they did here too.
White Castle burgers in the supermarket.
Yep.
I buy them.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yep.
do. We buy them.
Now,
Yeah.
2 hours from me, close to where Eddie lives, there's a Whataburger.
Oh, we got Whataburger.
Yeah, well, they're gonna start
We
putting
got
them here in
Whataburger.
Florida
We got
again.
Smash Burger. We even got the Wahlburgers up here.
Mhm.
Now, what I'm excited about is In-N-Out is moving their base to Tennessee.
Mhm.
So
In
maybe
that
we'll
burger,
get-
yeah.
Now, if their fries were actually crispy, they'd be great, but their burgers are amazing.
I hate a soggy French fry.
Mhm.
I love Burger King, but I hate their fries. I'm not crazy about McDonald's, but I love their fries. So if I can have McDonald's fries with a Burger King burger,
Mhm.
I'm in good shape.
They could put 'em
speaking of-
together.
I'm going to leave you on this note. Burgers in Japan.
Mhm.
They examined McDonald's burgers in Japan and found human flesh in.
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember
and
that.
remember? And guess what? They're still doing it.
Oh God,
They're
no!
still doing it.
Oh, we
they're
need to
using- they're-
revisit
they're
that show.
They're eating people in Japan.
We need to revisit that show.
How
We're
did
going
we
to
know-
revisit it. We're going to
did we
talk
know-
about the guy who founded McDonald's, who actually stole McDonald's, is Ray Kroc. He was a devout Satanist. He was the head of his chapter of the Church of Satan, endorsed by Anton LaVey himself.
Played
We're
by
gonna talk
Michael
about that.
Keaton, so that makes
We're going
sense.
to talk about Anton LaVey on the show because his daughter,
Mhm.
I want to show you his daughter.
Oh yes.
Wait till I
Mhm.
show you Anton LaVey's daughter.
Hmm. Oh yes, spitting image person. She, oh my God, who she resembles is crazy.
Yeah.
She bald too.
No, wait till you see who she looks like. You're gonna
Yeah.
freak out if you have
Yep.
not. If you know who she is, the person she resembles, you're gonna freak out.
Yeah, I'm going to show him right now.
It's crazy.
And then I'm going to show you the side by side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Taylor Swift one.
Yep.
Mhm.
Wait till you see this. You're going to love this. Here she is. This is Zena LaVey. She is the head, she was the head of the Church of Satan when her father passed.
Mm-hmm.
She's a spitting image of Taylor Swift. That ties into our celebrity time travel show. Do celebrities sell their soul to the devil for immortality and incarnation? Yes, they do. Take a look at this picture. Take a good look at that picture, folks, because you're going to see another one. Those of you on radio, there you go. Look at
Yeah,
that.
look at that.
Looks just like
Yeah.
her.
Mm-hmm.
So, I will tell you, yeah, look at her. You're not going to tell me she don't look like Taylor Swift.
The nose is different, but everything else, the jaw structure, the
Well,
eyes.
yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
There are always going to be slight, differences, but the general picture is, you go, oh, I know who that is. By the way,
Mhm.
Anton LaVey was an artist, singer-songwriter, and movie actor. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Check out the movie called Rosemary's Baby. It's about a woman that gives birth to the devil's child. Anton LaVey plays the satanic high priest in that movie. Rosemary's Baby with Mia Farrow, directed by Woody Allen.
Yeah. And it attracted a lot of people to watch that movie. It was weird. Oh,
Yep.
it just attracted a lot of people.
Well, folks, another week has come and gone. I want everybody to take care of themselves, be good to each other. As we always say here, we will see you again, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Tomorrow's promised to no one, so be good, be kind, and we'll try our best to see you next week, okay? Take care. On behalf of Callum, call him Big Cal. On behalf of Amelia, I don't know what to do with her. Every week I question, what am I going to do with this woman?
Who
How do I
knows, right?
deal with this woman? Amelia the Pitbull Chapman. Big Cal, call him Big Cal Yater. I'm Mad Dog. Hey, call me the Mad Dog. You can call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. Take care, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye.